female guests, so
Oh,
more women. Let's go.
The first?
Sophia Benez.
Oh, look at that.
You ready though?
Yeah.
All right. This is cozy. This is very different than my season 2 setup so far, which is in the Union, just like all white walls and everything.
I just heard Landon say that you're the second female guest.
Yeah.
I love a show with equality.
Let's go. No, I just
Love it.
I've been putting a lot of the female guest stuff just because most of them live in Columbus, and a lot of like the guys on the podcast have left Columbus. So
the girls are easy to get.
yes, that's exactly my point.
Oh God.
But yeah, welcome to Master Memories, the podcast where my friends talk about their lives. Today on October 16, 2022, I'm here with Sydney Quinn Rogers, aka Sydney Evans' friend, aka girlboss, aka slay queen, aka piss girl. I hate your vocabulary. Just so you know. I mean, you know. But am I missing any other nicknames?
I don't think so. I haven't heard some of those before.
Yeah, I feel like they're just general things. I said Sydney Evans' friend. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Which you are still on my phone.
That makes sense.
And Snapchat too.
Oh, diversity. Perfect.
Yeah. So, what's your first memory of me and you?
The first time that I met you was at your house. I was bringing beer to Evan.
Let's go.
And I walked upstairs and you were like just in the hallway. And Evan was like, oh, like, have you met my friend Landon or my roommate Landon? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And Evan was like, oh, like this Landon, he was my roommate freshman year, blah, blah, blah. And like, obviously I'd seen the video
Which
of
video?
you walking into your room with everything gone. So I knew who you were.
I forgot.
But I hadn't met you yet.
Yeah.
And I remember like Evan was like, he was about to go do something or had to finish something before, like we were supposed to hang out, but he like needed to finish an assignment or like take a shower or something where I was like gonna just go sit downstairs by myself, and you're like, oh, like, no, like let me show you around the house, because it was like my second time there or something, and I was like, okay. And I remember you like brought me into your room, and the first thing you did was give me like a tour of your posters.
That does sound like me, to be honest.
And then I mean obviously we like hung out, but like that is the memory.
That's a very landed memory of
Yeah.
me just lingering around the
So,
house.
and I think that you had either Always Sunny or How I Met Your Mother poster.
It's always
Always
Sunny.
Sunny, and
Yeah.
we bonded over that.
Yeah. It was a good room. R.I.P. the 172, as you always call
I
it.
miss her.
It was a good house. I've been in there since to get my hair cut, but I always go through the side door
It's
because
not the same.
even the basement, like
It's freaky.
it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
What were you doing today before we started filming?
Watching Top Gun Maverick with my roommate, Allie.
Great movie.
A
Yeah.
really good movie.
Yeah. I'm glad I walked in on that
Yeah.
instead of I don't know walking in on Top Gun the original.
That movie's really good too. No slander.
It's all right. I mean,
That's the first movie I ever watched. No slander.
it's a very mixed message movie to show your kid as the first movie.
It's my dad's favorite movie. He watches it 3 times a week minimum.
Why, Jim? Like, it's a good movie. It's
I
alright.
can't watch it with him anymore because he talks through it because he knows every word to the whole movie.
I mean, if I watch a movie 3 times a week, I know every lyric, every quote, every bar.
Script.
Yeah. But what about this morning? I know we were talking about this a little before off camera. But
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah.
Me and Allie went to Maker's Market in German Village, which is like a bunch of local vendors. So they have like some food trucks, like pottery, jewelry, clothes, candles, like some bakeries. There's a salsa stand. And we both spent like $200 each there. But it was really fun. It was a really nice day today, so I'm glad we got to do something outside.
Yeah. It's, you gotta take advantage of it before the
I know.
great cold, which I feel like it got cold out of nowhere. I don't know about you. Like, I feel like a week or 2 ago, I was in, t-shirt and shorts, and now I'm like
It
crew
keeps
necks.
bouncing. It's
Yeah.
like that annoying time of year.
Gotta love Ohio where there's 12 seasons where it's like summer, then you have like fake fall, then the rest of summer, then you have actual fall, then you have fake winter, and then you have the rest of fall. Like, it's annoying. I wanted
to check the weather every morning.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna wear.
Yeah, like I said, you gotta love it. Yeah. How different is it from Philly weather?
It's pretty similar.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess in the West is.
I think Philly gets more like real snow
Mm-hmm.
and like less gray.
Yeah, Ohio's gray as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Columbus is like rated one of the top 10 most depressing cities.
I'm certain that it is.
Yeah, because it's just gray all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you'd think it's like Pacific Northwest.
yeah, no, it's just blah and stupid,
Mhm.
gray. Seasonal depression.
Big
I
time.
love it, yeah.
Big time.
What does your typical day or week look like right now?
I don't know, I get up at like 6:30, between 6:30 and 7, get ready for work. Start work at 8. If I'm working from home, I take a walk over lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like 2.5 mile walk over lunch. If I'm not working from home, then I don't do that because I don't really like to walk where my office is.
It's fair.
And then either, I guess like when I just work all day, and then sometimes like if I'm working from home, I do like laundry and whatnot. If I would go in the office, I get home at like 5:15, 5:30, and usually take a walk then. Usually start dinner around 6, do something for dinner, and then watch TV. Me and Allie are watching Grey's Anatomy right now, so we're doing that. And then I usually try to be in bed by like 10:30 or 11, because I get really tired. But a lot of times I have plans after work. I'm very busy. I'm booked. People want to hang out with me.
As they should.
So I would say probably 3 nights a week I have some sort of plan after work. Whether it's like dinner, drinks, happy hour, or like a planned walk or something like that with somebody else, because I don't like to be with my thoughts. So I try to have that scheduled.
Yeah, you can never let the brain think. You always gotta have something going on, right?
Yeah, literally always.
Isn't Grey's Anatomy like 18 seasons?
I want
Something
to
like that.
say they're doing season 19 or 20 right now.
That's just too, like...
It's too many. Well, we both watched it in high school, and she got through like, I think like 10 seasons.
Mhm.
I've kept up with it all the way, but we started it over, so we're rewatching everything together now.
Okay, so question. How much really happens in 18 seasons where they can
A
keep
lot.
going?
A lot. A lot of dying.
Well,
And a lot of new characters introduced. And kids being had and whatnot. I don't know. You gotta watch it to know. The
Yeah.
girls that get it.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just not for me. I don't know. Like, shows that just keep going on and on and on
Yeah.
until like seasons that are canceled. Like anime, for example. Like anime has that big problem where like One Piece is like over 1,000 episodes, or like I don't know, like soap operas or stuff like that. Like
Well, it's like basically what Grey's is.
that's what I'm saying. Like where it's just like a show where it's like it's never gonna end until it gets canceled. It's not gonna like reach a conclusion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not for me, especially like just what 18 seasons of like hour-long episodes, right?
Yeah.
It's too much. I mean, even if it's one episode a season, that's 18 hours. That's like almost a day.
It's.
And then you have
but
like,
it's,
other
fun
episodes.
It's fun to like have a show to binge.
Yeah.
Like with your roommate and stuff.
I don't know. Personally, I prefer like I like shows that like either are still coming out where like you can tell it's a story structure and like there's going to be an end somewhere, or I like shows that have ended. Like
Yeah. I usually like watching shows that are ended too.
yeah, I mean because it's nice because you know like there's a finale to it, you know.
But that's like why Grey's is good, because you never like have to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple where it's like a 3 or 4 episode like story arc, but like, and like the season ends always like on a cliffhanger, so you want to start watching the next season, but it's not like hard to stop. Like it's like okay, we can watch like 2 episodes and then like we're good for the night. Like we don't need to keep going, so it's kind of nice.
I'm the opposite. Give me a show and let me smoke it like crack. Like
Well, okay.
I'm just like when I first watched Breaking Bad, like
Yeah.
I devoured it. You know,
Yeah.
like when I first watched. I don't have another good example off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go with Breaking Bad actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just I like just sitting down and just losing track of time, watching a show and being like, I thought I just said one more episode like 8 episodes ago. Oh no.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like both. A good mixture for me.
It's fair. Everything in moderation.
But it's good for like watching it with somebody that you're not like watching TV with all the time.
Well, that's the difference between you and me is like I don't like watching TV is like fun with other people, I guess.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like I want to like sit down and watch it. I hate waiting for other people. If it's like coming out weekly and I'm watching it live with someone, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
I like that.
We do that with The Bachelorette.
Yeah, but like I remember watching with Ben, like was it Silicon Valley or Hunters, one of the two, and like I just like wanted to watch. He was like, no, I'm gonna like watch, and then there was like another day where he got like ahead of where I was, and I had to catch up, and it's just like it's too semantical.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
like,
that's what's nice about this. Like we both already watched it, so if like I really want to watch an episode and she doesn't, like I can watch it. Like it's not gonna kill us. But it's also like we're not on the edge of our seat, so we don't constantly have to be watching it.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like here and there when we don't have anything else to do.
Yeah. Well, how often is that? 3 nights a week.
One
going
or
out.
2 nights a week, probably.
Your words.
And the weekends.
And the weekends. Can't forget those.
Preferred on the weekends.
Where do you lean politically and why?
I would say that I definitely lean left.
Hmm?
What's the second half of the question?
Why?
I believe in human rights, and I think that it's hard as a woman to see everything that happens and the things that the right kind of says and tries to regulate and not lean left.
It's fair. I don't know. Is there any like beliefs that you have like that might skew right, or is it like kind of just hard, like everything's left? That's it.
I would say everything is left. I'm trying to think if there's anything where I don't necessarily like, I can see certain topics like both sides, I guess. Things like, again, like human rights and like women's rights and like climate change and those types of things.
Issues, yeah.
Social issues, definitely, right. I can understand certain arguments I mean left on those. Certain arguments I can see right side on like financial issues, but I don't necessarily lean that way still. Like I can understand where it comes from, but I don't necessarily lean that way.
Yeah. And then for the left-leaning issues, would you say you're more like neoliberal or more like, I don't know, like Biden or Bernie kind of deal? You know, like what, I don't know. I'm trying to find on this where you are in this.
Kind of somewhere in the middle.
Fair.
I think that Biden is a closet Republican.
Fair.
But I think that there are, like Bernie I think is a little too extreme for me, but I also think that people like Biden are in power because they have the ability to keep multiple groups of people happy, whereas people like Bernie are never going to be like in a position of real power, like not that presidential power is real, but like Bernie Sanders will never be president because he can only appeal to such a niche group of people, and like Biden can appeal to masses even if he is like I don't know. I think Biden's more of a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Whereas like someone like Bernie like really does like stick to their guns and has their beliefs, and I can respect that, but I just don't think I lean that far left.
I agree with you. Like, you know, whether you agree with Bernie or not, like, even if his ideas are like amazing or whatever, like because of the checks and balances in the government, like there's just, to your point, he's never gonna be president. Even if he was president, like you have to pass the Senate and the House, and like even like Biden, like you said, the people pleaser, like can barely pass anything because people like Joe Manchin or like
there's too many people with too many beliefs
to
have one way or the other.
Yeah, it's hard to get both sides united. You have to have like a 9/11 event where it's just like America's under attack.
Yeah.
You know?
Which you hopefully never have again.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, hell, even COVID, like the closest thing to that.
I think that divided more than anything now.
Yeah, because it got real politicized instead of just like, hey everyone, wear your masks and get vaccines. People were like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
I think that made it worse. Yeah, arguably.
Yeah, it's weird to think that like 4 years ago, like people were like anti-vaxxers were like seen as like weird and like stupid and stuff, and now it's just like,
Like
well,
commonplace.
don't get the clot shot or whatever they call it. Like,
I didn't even know it was called that.
yeah, people people think they put microchips in or it's gonna clot your blood or like.
Yeah. Like why? I don't get it.
Gotta love conspiracy theorists, you know? People that, what was it, like, what was the bias word, or heuristic, availability heuristic, where it's like, you're like looking, the stuff that like, you're trying to find stuff that suits your beliefs. It's
Yeah.
instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
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 America, right? Yeah.
So true, bestie. I'm scared. Don't give me that look.
No, it's just, like I said, you know.
Oh, I said
No,
it.
the lingo.
Yeah, got
the
it,
lingo.
got it.
No. It's, like I said, it's funny because like I know like, I've had this experience with editing my podcast where it's like, someone will say something and I'll like think something and then I'll say that on the podcast. It's like.
Like over the video?
Well, it's like, cause like for example, like me 3 months ago will say what I'm thinking, like editing the video right now. And like, I feel like editing me, is gonna like just get stone-faced here.
Yeah.
So true, bestie. God, like, I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna rant in your episode.
Not the time.
Not the time.
Not the
You're
time.
right. What's your relationship like with your family?
Good. Pretty much good all around, I'd say. Like my immediate family,
Yeah.
Pretty close to my parents, pretty close to both my siblings. Live far away from them, that sucks. Love my dog.
Shout out Oscar.
Shout out Oscar.
What's your most unique talent?
I could tell you damn near anything you want to know about One Direction or every member of One Direction.
I don't know if I want to know anything of that, but I'm glad to know that you're a walking encyclopedia.
Yes. Anytime you have a question, give me a call.
Right.
Conspiracy theory or otherwise, let me know.
Is it just like you grew up like just idolizing One Direction and just
Literally
consumed
obsessed
that?
in the
Yeah.
most disgusting way.
Okay, who's your favorite member then?
When One Direction was together, my favorite member was Louis.
I didn't even know there was a Louis.
Yes. Embarrassed.
Oh, excuse me, I'm not a One Directioner.
They're all Directioners, yeah.
I just made that up.
You're right though.
Come on, there has to be like Beliebers is like a better name than like because
Directioners.
come on,
And
there's
people who
gotta
don't
be.
like One Direction are Directionators.
Okay, so when they broke up, who was your favorite?
Off the bat, Niall.
Not Harry. In either of those answers.
And I still, like, okay, here's the thing. I love Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I've seen him in concert by himself twice.
Mm.
I have well over $300 worth of his merchandise.
Scary, but alright.
I could tell you every lyric to every song in order. I could tell you the ones that weren't on the album. I could tell you literally anything you want to know about him. But he's so unattainable. Like, I will never meet Harry Styles. He will never know who I am. He'll never, like, we will never, in any capacity, communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Niall is, like, so much less famous. He's, like, very attainable. Like, I could easily, like, walk down the street and meet him. Like, he's just, like, a guy that exists.
So
Harry's,
he's
like, a
the-
mega superstar.
So he's the normal one.
I mean, I don't know, though, but that's not how it started. Like, I just liked Niall's music.
He has music
first.
too?
Oh my god. Don't hurt my soul
Okay.
like this.
I know Zayn has Pillow Talking. I know Harry has all the songs, and then I thought that was it. I didn't know the other
Liam
three.
has an album, Louis has an album coming out with the second, Niall has 2, Harry has 3, about to come out probably with 4, Niall's about to come out with number 3. Louis has gone on 2 world tours, Niall's gone on 1, the other one got canceled because of COVID. Harry's gone on 3.
How do you know how many tours they've been on?
I'm telling you, I can tell you anything about them.
Okay, I thought
I can tell you
I.
the date and time they were born, like.
When was Zayn Malik born?
Oh, we're not gonna get to that right now, I can't. It's too embarrassing.
It's too embarrassing.
It is.
All right, excuse me. I thought you said that was your unique talent. That you know
It is
everything.
my unique talent, but it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a very secret considering your entire story is just like One Direction, Harry Styles. What's their faces? Big Time Rush.
Hey, that was one time.
Okay, that I associate those two groups with like as the same era
One
of like
Direction
life.
actually opened for Big Time Rush. That was their first US tour
Really,
in 2012. Yeah.
I want to rock the socks off 13-year-old. A lot of people, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe 14-year-old people. I don't know. Like
Pretty
again,
much anybody.
The memories I associate with One Direction is like me sitting in my car while my sisters are driving me to like wherever, and them just singing "You Don't Know You're Beautiful," and just me thinking like,
What makes you beautiful?
what makes you beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking like, damn, the song is like alright, but like I kind of neither of them can sing it, and like I've heard this like 20 times in the last 2 hours. I don't
Yeah.
want to like let me out of here. So, but like through the power of nostalgia, it's grown on me now that like
I can get behind that.
yeah, I mean like there is power in music, you know, like
Yeah.
being taken to that time in your life. You might not have been happy then, but like you know, you can put on those rose-colored glasses and be like, damn, that was such a good time in my life.
I love those rose-colored glasses.
Mm.
So fun.
They fixed a lot of problems.
Sure did.
What were you doing when you first got the news of COVID?
It was spring break of my junior year. I was in Florida with my roommate of the time. Her name's Olivia. We were staying.
Rodrigo?
Oh God, I wish.
Yeah.
We were staying like with her grandma. And we were just like she lived on a beach, so it was really fun. We were having a great time, and we got the emails that like OSU was. First, we got the email that spring break was extending a week, and we were like, "That's awesome." And then like within 7 or 8 hours, we get the email that the whole rest of the semester, or 2 weeks, we're going online or something like that. And then the next day, we get the email that the whole semester is going online, and I was upset about it.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, talking to the majority of people on my podcast have been in Ohio State when this happened, and, like, everyone was on spring break.
Yeah.
And, like you said, like, that, there was, like, the day where it's like, okay, like, spring break's extended, woo, like, that's awesome. And, like, a day or two later, being like, we're gone. Well, the thing, you were living off campus, right?
Yeah.
So, at the very least, you still, like, had somewhere to go back to.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
yeah, no, did you live on campus when, during the great COVID-ness of 2020?
No, I had my off-campus house. So it was
Sorry, did you go to the off-campus, did you stay in off-campus in Columbus?
Oh,
That
no, I
summer.
went home. So I got back from Florida in, like March 15th or 16th or whatever it was. And pretty much within like 2 days, I went home to North Carolina for like 3 months.
Wow.
And then I came back. Maybe it wasn't like 3 months actually. I feel like I came back in like May. Maybe like late May, early June I came back, and I was pretty much back after that. But I was home for a few months.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun getting kicked out of the dorms, but I feel like that time of like everything being shut down, like campus must have been fun. Like as much fun as it can be. Just
the
like
summer was really. I mean, it was like it sucked because it was like that was the summer I turned 21, and my birthday's right around 4th of July. It's July 6th. So when we had a 4th of July, like not a party, but there was like a group of us that like were hanging out, and my boyfriend's roommate brought a girl home that he knew had COVID, but didn't tell us. So 2 days before my 21st birthday, I was exposed to COVID. And this was obviously this was way before the vaccine. This was still when you like couldn't even get tested if you wanted to. So
sheltered at home.
I was pretty much isolated on my 21st, which really sucked. But it ended up being fine. Like had a party a couple weeks later. Like.
So you, Evan, and Ben all had to do 21 in your room alone for the world. That sucks. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it's fine now. It's like, it wasn't, like, and obviously, like, no one ended up being, like, testing positive for COVID, which is, like, really good.
It was good.
From that particular situation. The rest of the summer was pretty fun. I mean, like, that was, like, when some of the bars started opening back up, but it was, like, you had to sit down. We still had a curfew, but it was kind of fun because it was, like, no one was working because we couldn't really go into work. No one had school, like, so we'd go to the bar at like 3 p.m., be home by 9 p.m., like in bed by 10. Like that was ideal.
Day drink all day.
Literally, every day. It was so fun.
Yeah. It sounds like a good time. It sounds like you had a pretty good quarantine.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Definitely some downs, but pretty fun.
I don't talk about the format of this a lot on the podcast because it's my secret recipe.
It is. You were very secretive about it. I didn't know. That's why I was like nervous. I didn't know what to expect.
Well, I like when people don't know the questions ahead of time because it's more off the cuff, you know, like you get the real answer instead of like, because like, I mean, you know how it is in interviews when you know the questions, you're like, so, you know, like what's your most unique talent? So my most unique talent is this exact specific situation in which I did this specific, like, it's like you prepare, like you're like a robot. I like, you know, the imperfections. As John Legend once said, all the perfect imperfections.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's alright. I've built a little bit of a numbness, you
And
know?
I do consciously, for the most part, make an effort not to be as bad around you, because I know you hate it.
And I appreciate it. And
I can only do so much.
I've also tried to build up a tolerance, you
Yeah.
know? It's like,
It's teamwork.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. What's your relationship like with your religion? Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
don't really have a religion anymore.
You're not really religious anymore?
I don't know if I ever really was. I mean, like, my parents are Catholic, went to church growing up. We went up until, like, 5 or 6 years ago, probably, still, like, Christmas and Easter Mass, but
Mhm.
I never really got it. So, there's, like, in the Catholic Church, you get, like, baptized, and then the second step, so you get baptized when you're born, you get,
Confirmed?
confirmed when you're in, like, elementary school at something, like, maybe, like, 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then in, like, between, like, 8th and 10th grade, you get the next one. I can't remember what the step is, but by the time, like, because you have to go to class for all of them, so you do, like, a year-long class or, like, a 2-year-long class, whatever it is. And by the time I got to the point where I was going to the 3rd step, my parents were like, it's kind of up to you at this point, like, we're not going to make you do it if you don't want to, and I decided not to because it just never really did anything for me.
Yeah.
I don't regret it. I mean, like, I never felt a connection to it really, so I just didn't go through with it, and I don't think that, like, would have necessarily changed if I had
Yeah.
done the classes and everything. I think it just would have been, like, another thing I had to do when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So.
Do you still go to, like, Christmas and Easter Mass, or is it just like,
No, my mom, like, kind of decided that she wasn't really happy with a lot of the things that was going on in the Catholic Church when I
Fair.
was in college.
they do be diddling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like decided that's not really like her journey anymore, and she was like, you know, maybe something. She was like, in her mind, like something she would personally revisit if things changed in like for a few different reasons for her. And then like my brother and sister never got. I don't even think my brother got confirmed, honestly. My dad was like the only one that was like really religious, I would say, when I was growing up, and even he was like not super. Like he went to church most Sundays, I would say, growing up, pretty much through like elementary, middle school, and then he kind of stopped, and then we stopped going to Christmas and Easter Mass when my mom made that decision, because none of us, like my dad would go sometimes to Easter, but like we didn't go anymore, and then like when I went to college, I wasn't home for Easter, so we stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And then Christmas was just like not really, like everyone was just kind of like it's just not really doing it anymore. So we probably I would say we went to Christmas Mass up until COVID,
Interesting.
and then we stopped.
It's interesting to me how like so much religion is like nature and not, or nurture and not nature.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, to your point, like, you know, your mom wasn't very religious, or stopped being very religious when you were growing up, and your dad didn't really like kind of
Like no one
pass that
pushed
down.
it. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like people, like, there are some people obviously who like it's in their nature to be religious. I mean, like, not to say it's in their nature, but like they have a spiritual awakening or come to God moment or whatever. But like, how much of religion is just like passed down from generation to generation? How much like it really reliant is on that?
When I think it has to do with like the environment that religion is being practiced in too, and like the church that I went to growing up was like a very Catholic church. Like it was very like, I don't know, like you wear like a dress and tights to church on Sundays.
So real traditional.
Like very, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, and like a lot of the like, teachers that were like teaching the classes that we had to go to for like confirmation and stuff were just like not the nicest people, and like I don't know. It just like I was always like very bored because it's so like the same thing every week, or it felt like that growing up.
Yeah.
And it just never got my attention in any way. And I know like other people that I was like friends with growing up or like whatever it was would go to like other denominations and like they were like, oh my gosh, like people that I went to church with, like that was like not like that was fun. Like I don't know what that was.
Interesting.
And I feel like maybe if I was in that, not to say that it would have worked for me, but I think it would have maybe captured my attention at least a little bit longer.
Yeah. No, that's
That
interesting
makes
to hear.
sense.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, speaking from the Jewish perspective, like,
Mhm.
and I went to like my friends' bar mitzvahs and stuff like that, but like, outside of that, like, I never really like tried the other like, because I feel like Judaism is not very, like, Orthodox versus Reform versus like conservative, it's all the
Yeah.
same stuff, it's just like how traditional,
Yeah.
to your point, it is, versus like, I feel like Catholicism and Protestantism, like even all the branches of Protestantism are like so
Mhm.
different, so.
Yeah, for sure.
That would have been interesting to like go hop around and be like, wonder what's for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that by the time I got to the point where I was like conscious of those other things, I was like, I don't really like it just never, like nothing ever worked for me, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm not really that pressed about it anymore. Like I don't really care
Yeah.
to continue to explore, but it's not like not to say that I don't believe in anything.
Yeah?
I just don't really think I know what I believe in
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's a journey.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
But I'm also not like working on it, so it's
Yeah.
not like
It doesn't have to be an active journey.
No.
I mean, like, this thing with going to like any sort of prayer, whether it be mass or synagogue or whatever,
Mhm.
like that's active. You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Some people it's more passive.
yeah.
What are you most worried about?
Literally everything all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I guess like if you had to like pick
In
something out of
life?
there, yeah, or anything.
I feel like I think a lot about future finances. Like right now, I'm only one person, like I don't really have any major, like I mean I pay rent, I pay utilities, like car stuff, whatever, but like I'm gonna have to buy a car in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I wanna buy a house, potentially have kids at one point that I'm gonna be responsible for. I'd love to have a dog, like none of that's like possible with my current path.
Yeah.
So like I think a lot about where, and not even like in a career sense necessarily, like I think my career could provide that if I was better at it, which takes time and I'm not like whatever, but that I think about a lot. I think it's like I think about like how I was raised versus how my friends were raised and like different, like obviously money's a stressor for like so many people and like
Yeah.
I don't want it to ever be like where I can't have opportunities or like I do have kids, like they can't have opportunities because of money.
Yeah.
Not even like having stuff, but like going to school like out of state.
Yeah.
Or like getting to live in a dorm or like like any of those types of things. Like I don't want that to ever be like a question or like if I want to travel, like I don't want to be like I'm not saying I want to travel every day, but like if I wanted to do like a Europe trip.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to do that. I don't want to say like, oh, like if I do a Europe trip, then I can't do this. Like I just want to be like, okay, like I've saved enough now, I can go do a Europe trip.
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot.
So the ability to live, comfortably as well as like provide the opportunities to your kids that
Yeah.
at the very least you had growing up.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's from a noble place. Looking out for future little scampers running around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
What do we mean maybe?
I've never wanted kids.
Really?
Mm-mm. Never. I'm open to it, but it's not like something I've ever wanted.
Was if there's a reason behind that or just it's been the way it is?
I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of the way it is. I feel like my brother is so much younger than me that I remember a lot about when he was like an infant and like a toddler, and like I did not have fun. Like I did not enjoy taking care, and it's not, I wasn't even taking
Yeah.
care of him. But like I'd change the diapers or like help feed him. Like I'd have to babysit, and entertain him in some capacity for however long, and like I don't enjoy being around kids.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like if you're under the age of 5, like I
Yeah.
don't want to be near you at all.
Honestly, under the age of like 14.
Really?
Yeah. Because even, like my brother's 16 now.
Yeah. And he's just becoming tolerable.
And even that's a stretch to say. And I know he's my brother, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Kids are just so annoying. They're so annoying.
No. The thing for me, the reason I say under 5 is because like if you can't speak,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard
What
to
am I
do
supposed to
better
do
when
with
they
you?
can't talk.
you know, like what, am I supposed to just look at you and like
Literally.
parade you
Yeah,
around the world so you can
literally.
like see stuff that you're never gonna remember? Like
Yeah.
I
It's
get
like the
that.
TikTok of showing cats things they've never seen before.
Never seen those.
Oh my god, this one girl showing her cat a picture, or showing him like a parking ticket. She's like, my cat's never seen this before, I have to show him. Like, that's what you do with a baby.
I mean, you gotta pay the parking ticket somehow. Get that cat money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it is interesting being the youngest of the family. I never really had that experience of like
Mm-hmm.
helping take care of anyone younger than me, but so I feel like that would kind of factor into that. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't know. At the same, being the youngest, not having the experience of like
Mhm.
like I said, I don't like things that or I don't like humans that can't talk to me
Yeah.
that will eventually develop.
Struggle with a baby.
Yeah, but like I feel like there is like some sort of like because like you said like your brother annoys you and all that stuff. But I mean that's what brothers do. I
Yeah.
know my sisters all the time.
I'm sure.
Like I feel like I don't know the relationship between mom and kid or dad and kid.
Yeah. I know.
Different,
That's what my
but-
parents say, but it's also so much responsibility and it's such a shitty world and like
Yeah.
there's just for me, like I just don't see the benefits outweighing the costs.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm like 23, like it's not like I'm supposed to have a kid like this
Yeah.
year or anything. I don't plan to for a very long time if I did, but if I did, it wouldn't just be like, I've always wanted a kid, like
Yeah.
let's just do it. It's gonna be like a very thought out event.
Yeah. I've been back and forth on if I want to have kids, so
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
a weird thing.
Especially like this world. I mean, to Billy Joel's point, we didn't start the fire. It's
No.
been burning since the world's been turning.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I don't know, I had this thought a lot after Tucker passed, and it's like you come into this world, and like you have to watch your parents slowly wither away before you, just bringing kids to do the same thing to them. Like, and the alternative is like no parent should have to outlive their kid. I mean that's like the worst thing in the world. Maybe not the worst thing. Well, one of the worst things.
Yeah.
Let's put it on. It's on some sort
scale.
of list.
Yeah.
It makes it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know, like to your point, there's just it's a ping pong game back in my head of like, again, I'm 22, you're 23, like we're not supposed to have kids now, but like if that eventually happens, like
Yeah.
will it happen? Yes, no,
Yeah.
yes, no, yes, no,
Yeah.
ping pong. Yeah,
But I also think like right now, like me and my parents have so much fun.
yeah,
It's old enough to have fun now. But it was like, okay, you had 20 years of literally horrific experiences. Now it's fun.
yeah. Alcohol can do that to a family.
Like,
Yeah,
and we actually like talk about stuff now and like nothing's like hush hush anymore, which is
Yeah.
like kind of fun vibes and like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like you unlock the rest of it,
Yeah.
just by waiting 20 years. But
Yeah. But that's like a long time.
yeah, is a long time to have like the final form of a relationship.
Yeah. Well, and it's probably not even. I mean, there's still more.
That's true. I mean, like at the very least, I guess like to 20 years of tutorial almost.
Yeah.
Just to come to think about it, I feel like the first 20 years of your life honestly is a tutorial because like I don't know about you, I feel like the working world like
Very different.
like if this is supposed to be the next 40 years of my life, it's like why did I spend the last 20 years in school? It's just so different. Why didn't someone just throw me and start to do taxes?
Because school is fun.
Yeah, but like 4-year-old Layden should have learned to know taxes.
Yeah.
Sure, I wasn't paying any taxes, but I eventually will.
Yeah. You're gonna pay a lot of taxes.
Taxes are hard.
Pretty tough.
I want the government to tell me what I owe instead of having to tell them that
Yeah.
tell me I'm wrong and fine me.
Yeah, that's actually a really stupid system when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of workarounds that should work, but America,
Anyways.
yeah. What's the hardest thing that's happened to you this past year?
Like a year and a half, well, almost 2 years, Danny died. Oscar became paralyzed. I had to graduate without my family. Couldn't find a job for like 8 months. I don't know, kind of take a pick.
It's a hard stretch of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last like probably like 9 to 12 months have been pretty solid, but it was a really rough road to get there.
Yeah. I don't know, in this economy. Sorry, I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, to your point, that I know. I mean, I was friends with you at the time, and that was around, so I know that was
Yeah.
that was a hard road.
Yeah.
And I wish I had more to say, but
There's nothing to say about it. It's
Yeah.
like it sucked and it was shit and
Yeah.
whatever, but it's. I don't want to say anything good's come out of it because that's not really the case, but
yeah,
it's better
yeah.
now. I mean, it'll be 2 years and a month and a half since Danny passed, and that's a weird thought, a very weird thing. I
Yeah.
mean, like, soon it's going to be the point where she's been gone longer than I knew her. You know, we're halfway there. I knew her for 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's going to be at that point where it's like longer than I knew her for, and that's a weird thing to think about too.
Yeah, and time heals all wounds, but some wounds just don't heal, which
Yeah.
is tough.
Yeah.
What's something that made you laugh really hard recently?
You can't just segue. Oh my god.
Again, secret formula to this.
I recently learned the definition of the word taint in relation to the human body, which I had not known prior to.
What did you think taint was?
Like,
Taintum.
oh god, don't ever say that. I just didn't really know. Like you. I don't know. I guess I just thought it was like kind of like a tint, like something related to that, and I just did not know. And I found that out recently, and I was in literal tears because I was laughing so hard at it.
What did you think the area was called?
ABC. Asphalt connection.
That's a good name for it.
That's what DJ calls it.
I always heard it as the landing strip.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Or the gooch. Gooch is another common term for it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just the funniest thing I'd heard in a really long time. I was literally crying.
Oh, that is pretty funny. I mean, I love like learning words that I didn't know before, especially
Yeah.
fun sounding words
Fun
like
words.
taint. You know?
It's so bad. It's such a gross word.
It's just it's
I
like
don't like it.
I don't know. I love words that sound like that, where it's just like it sounds how it is, like taint,
Yeah.
clit, bane, moist. Words are fun.
I don't like the words.
Who's your hero?
I don't think I've had a real hero in my life, in like a traditional sense. Like I don't really feel like I have like one person where I've always been like, I want to be like them, or I want to do that, or like whatever, because I don't know what I want to be, and I don't know what I want to do, so
That's fair.
I don't really know. And I know like everyone says their parents are their heroes, and like that, like, I mean, yeah, obviously, that's too easy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I don't have one yet.
It's a fair answer. It's
Yeah.
also my answer. And to your point,
Do you
parents.
just want to answer the questions too?
No. I have my own my own coming up later.
Okay, okay.
But parents are the leading answer. Survey
Yeah.
says this many people have said answer or parents so far.
All of them.
Yeah, no, not all of them. Surprisingly, not all of them, but the overwhelming majority. Which
I feel like that's a fair. I mean, like your parents do so much for you, and like especially if you do have a good relationship with them. Like I don't want to say I idolize my parents because I don't really think that's the case either.
yeah,
But like I appreciate everything they've done, and I know I wouldn't be who I am or where I am without everything they've done for me. So
yeah. I
but
think
it's not like they're. I don't know. Like it's
No.
a weird balance. I feel like.
to your line, there is a line. I feel like appreciative and like look up to and aspire to become
Yeah.
like a hero. You
Yeah.
know, like that because like at the end of the day, everyone's flawed too.
Yeah.
Like whether it be like people that you know in your life or like these like super famous people that like, people might idolize.
Yeah.
Like no one's perfect.
No.
And like I don't know. You have to sometimes look past flaws, whether it be like they're ugly or like they're ugly and they can't talk.
Jesus Christ, Landon.
Come on, let me have some self-deprecating humor
Alright,
here.
alright, I'll give you that one.
What's your favorite tradition?
I mean, in recent years, I'd say the last probably about 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
nearly. My family and 2 to 3 other families get together for Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas Eve dinner. And that's like, there's like 50 of us maybe, like 40 or 50 of, no, that can't be right, like 30 to 40 of us probably. But they're all like kids around my age, my sister's age, and my brother's age, so everyone has somebody like to entertain them. Like my parents have their friends, and like we all just have so much fun because it's like we do keep up with each other, and like since we've all gone to college, I guess not so much, but like when we were all in high school, it was just kind of like hanging out. Now it's like a fun event. Like now we're old enough, like we do like fun cocktails, and all like the older like kids, like myself, my friend Maggie, my sister, like Claire, whatever, start making like specialty dishes. Like we don't just like have like the regular stuff that our parents make. A couple years ago we taught the 13-year-old boys how to play Pong. And they've all kicked our asses every year since.
Let's go, 13-year-olds.
I think that's probably my favorite tradition because I don't get to see them very much, and we don't have family in North Carolina, so we either have to travel or we do stuff by ourselves, and it's just more fun to like do something with people our own age, and like people we have stuff in common with, because family is not always easy to hang out with.
Telling me.
Yeah.
But no, that's really nice. It's also really nice that like it seems like everyone has like, to your point, like
Everyone
someone
has
around their
someone.
age, like
Most people, there's like 2 who are like not.
tweeners.
They're around the same age, but they're very, very different. They're not like friends.
Ah, okay. So growing up like at Thanksgiving stuff like that, like it was always like people like my sister's age, like 5 years older than me, or like 5 years younger than me. So
that's
I
how
was,
my brother always is too.
let's go,
Which is
yo.
why he loves this, because he has his friends there too.
Yeah, that's nice for him. I remember like whenever we hosted stuff for like Passover or something like that, like I would always be allowed to bring a friend.
Yeah.
So usually it was my friend Chase, because you know he's like that. Currently editing his episode right now. He's a goober. But you know, it was fun to like bring like a newcomer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out
It is nice.
bringing friends.
I know. My brother used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Not really anymore, because he's old enough to hang out with us now.
Yeah, I feel like once you get older, like the age, like 5 year, a 12-year-old and 17-year-old versus like a 22 and 27-year-old are like so different. You know, like one the age gap is like a canyon. One's it's like it's there, but it's like I mean like outside of like maybe like settling down.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, it's like what you said earlier. It's like now that he's 16, you can actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like I can talk to him about things that aren't like video games and like sports. Not that I don't like whatever, but
It's not all Fortnite anymore.
I don't know what he's playing these days, and I honestly don't care to ask.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I enjoy like hearing Evan and Sean talk to your brother, 'cause it's like I can't even keep up with the stuff that
I
they
know,
know.
it's
Like,
so stupid, dude. So
Yeah.
annoying. I swear, one time I came in, like Luke was like screaming, and he said Evan, and I was like, who are you talking to? He was like Evan. I was like, who's Evan? Your friend.
Bruh.
And I was like, what?
That's
Like,
awesome.
what are you doing? He plays with TJ a lot too.
Really?
They used to, at least. I don't know if they really do anymore.
Sounds like your brother's like better friends with some of your friends than you are.
I mean, they're all the same age mentally, so.
I mean, truly, I never stopped developing.
No.
Or I never
Started.
started developing. I came out of the womb and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is enough.
I think most people I know. Yeah.
What's the best thing that's happened to you this past month?
Oh, well, then
30
I saw Harry Styles from the pit at Madison Square Garden on night 15, and I'm 99% sure we made eye contact.
Did you guys kiss or something?
Oh, God, I wish.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing to happen. How close were you to Harry Styles?
Oh my God, can I show you?
Go
Can
for
I
it.
pause and show you a picture?
Yeah.
I'll show the camera.
Yeah.
It was absurd. Like, literally,
So you could have like touched him.
probably not that close, but like, look at that.
Yeah, that is extremely close.
I will show the camera. We made eye contact. Like, can you even see it?
Just like hold it still for a second. We'll focus on.
It's not like showing the colors. It's kind of washed out.
I can also just throw something right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really important to my character arc.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we've already talked like a lot more than I thought about One Direction, so yeah.
You should be surprised.
What do you think your past self would think of you now?
I think that my past self would be very surprised.
How's that?
I was very, like, I've always been very quiet, shy, very, like, I mean, I'm still have anxiety, but like, every single thing made me anxious. I didn't put myself out there, like, socially. I didn't have, like, a wide net of friends. Like, I was surface level friends with a lot of people, but didn't have a lot of people that were, like, I was really close with. And I think, like, when I was looking to apply to college, I, like, started applying out of state, because I was like, if I don't leave now, I'm never ever gonna leave North Carolina. And I knew that it was, like, something I had to do for myself. So when I came to Ohio State, first year was kind of the same as high school, where I didn't put myself out there, I didn't really make a lot of friends. I let a lot of people walk all over me that I probably shouldn't have. Sophomore year, I just got tired of it. And I put my foot down with a lot of people, and some of them are not in my life anymore, some of them still are, and that's why they're in my life still. I stopped, like, letting people, like I said, like, letting people walk all over me. I started putting myself out there more. You know, I applied to be an ambassador, joined a sorority, joined a couple clubs, changed my major a couple times to something I actually liked and enjoyed, rather than something that I thought would, like, get me a job right out of college.
Yeah.
I met, like, most of my best friends, I would say, between the end of sophomore and beginning of junior year. Most of the people that I'm still close with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of those people I would not have been friends with before because of the way that I was. Or
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't have been a good friendship. And so, yeah, I've come a long way with myself. And I think I'd be surprised by that.
Yeah. Sounds like you just, for lack of a better term, like, not to say evolved, actually, it doesn't, that might be the wrong term. But like, it sounds like, I don't know, you set your mind out on, not fundamentally change who you are, but like, you know,
Yeah.
it sounded like you wanted to really reach out, or branch out,
Yeah.
and like, spread your wings, and it sounds like you did that.
Yeah, I was tired of being, like, timid and, like, tired of being taken advantage of. To make a long story short.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I've met Sydney Rogers, like 7.0 or whatever 0.0 we're on right now, but
Honestly, like 3, maybe.
I like
I
3.0.
haven't really amended myself that.
I'm very curious to see what 1 and 2 were, but like, I'm very happy that
Yeah.
I'm here with 3.0.
That's really cute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you fulfilled?
Depends on the day. I don't think my job fulfills me really, but like socially and like with my family and friends, yes. So like weekends like are great. Work days are kind of tough sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but if I have like something after work, then I feel good on the day. If I'm just kind of like isolating myself, then like no, because work doesn't do it for me. But I would say more often than not, yes, with a caveat, work.
Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years, both personally and professionally?
Jesus Christ. Okay, 5 years, I'll be 28. I would like at that point to either have moved or be close to moving somewhere new. I'd really ideally like to live somewhere that I've never lived before for like a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be in North Carolina, like end game. So I
Okay.
think that would depend like on relationship status at that point where I would be, but I'd
Yeah.
like to be not necessarily in Columbus anymore. Probably
Okay.
not in the Midwest. Probably West Coast or the South. Professionally, I don't know. I really want to go back to school. I'd
Really?
really like to get my master's in public affairs. And I'd like to be in some kind of policy advising position. Whether that's in the public or private sector, I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in order to do that, I need to be in a better place, like financially, so it would kind of depend on how the first half of those 5 years go with this current position before I'd be able to go back to school and like move into a new role.
That's fair. Well, a couple things. One, get your job to pay for your master's. That's the big brain goal.
This company won't.
If I someone that will.
Yeah.
Two, more importantly, talk to Batsik about that because he's Mr. John Glenn College
yeah.
Public Affairs. I mean, he.
I was in Glen Hill.
Where?
I was a double major.
I always forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then three.
I have brain cells. As Evan says, I'm not as dumb as I look.
He says that to a lot of people, including Unlimited to
Sometimes
us.
he says that I am as dumb as I look, or that I'm dumber than I look.
Yeah, that's his way of just speaking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has an interesting way of mind.
He has thoughts, that's for sure.
But then, is the reason you want to go back to North Carolina like for family stuff or?
Yes and no. Like, I think I did not realize how much I loved it there until I left.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love where I lived growing up, and I would like to be in the general area again. But I also do, like, I've lived now 5 years away from my parents, and it's like, kind of sucks when like big things happen. Like, it's not easy to like see them or talk to them or get home or have like help, and like sometimes when you're sick you just want your mom, like, I don't know,
For making
it's hard
chicken
to be
noodle soup.
just noodle soup for me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to be away from your family like consistently for so long, and I think my sister already accepted a position back in Raleigh, and I think she'll stay there pending her relationship status as well. And I think my brother will stay in the area as well. I think it'll just be like, not that I like want to like live down the street from them or anything, but I would say like within an hour of like my family would be really nice.
Close enough where it's convenient, far enough where it's not.
They're not
Southern.
dropping in. Yeah.
As someone that still lives where I was born and raised and have parents that are 20 minutes away,
Mhm.
I kind of relate, but also I need to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah.
I think that that's why I left when I did, because I needed to for myself, but I'm also glad that I did for the relationship's sake.
I feel like so many people boomerang though. Like some people are like grow up, go to college, wherever, and then like go yonder.
Mm-hmm.
But then they go back to their hometown, and I think that like family is such a big part of that. But I don't know, all international family. So yeah, but
Well, my whole like outside of my immediate family, no one lives in North Carolina.
really, Philly,
Philly, Jersey, and Florida, and Maryland.
Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My
I
mom's
don't know
friend's
family
sister.
in Jersey.
South Jersey, 45 minutes outside of the city.
It's
South
like-
Valley. So
I'm
doesn't really count.
I'm so sorry for you.
I don't go there anymore. So.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
No, I like the only place that's like in the same rung as hell is Hoboken. Yeah.
No, they live in like a very nice area, like very nice, swanky if you.
No, but just New Jersey in general. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I wish we could just like, we should separate Cali into 2 states and just have New Jersey secede so it can die.
So
Go
it's
on.
still even 50.
Yeah. That way we don't have, if we had to redo the
Or you could just
flag,
go to
it'd
New
be so
Jersey
much
and
work.
make Washington D.C. a state.
Or that. But I mean, I've heard arguments before against DC, so
Yeah.
like, I will remain neutral. I'm the Switzerland of the Washington DC argument.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
What do you want to do by the next time we film another episode? I don't know when that'll be, but
I
I'm
was
saying
gonna say I need to know.
3+ years from now.
I think that this is a kind of a stupid one, but I think I want to have a dog.
It's not a stupid one.
That's my answer then.
Any idea of what kind of dog, or
A
just a
little
dog?
weenie.
A little Oscar 2.0, or not 2.0, Oscar
Well,
Jr.
if Oscar's still alive, then I'm gonna take him with me.
Have 2 wiener dogs?
No, just have him instead of another one.
Oh, I gotcha.
But I can't do it in this apartment. It's just too much with the stairs and everything for him.
Yeah. Well, on my walk in, there was when I walked out of the elevator, a dog jumped on me. I was like, I love this place.
There's so many dogs here.
So many dogs, I
Everybody
love
has
it.
a dog, yeah.
Like, I don't know, whenever I walk past a dog, I always tell the owner it's a cute dog, because it's just like, I love dogs. They're all just, they're so good.
Anna's roommate just got a dog probably like a month and a half ago now. So whenever I need a little puppy time, I just go down to her apartment.
I was just waiting in the lobby of your building, we were like, I need this dog for like 5 minutes, just let me pet it.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me have this. I
There's
need
dogs everywhere here. It is very nice. But I also know like I can't handle that right now.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's like a
Financially, socially,
kid. Yeah, mentally, responsibility.
just not a great location in terms of my apartment to the outside.
Fair.
And financially, can't do a dog right now. And socially, I just really like doing stuff, and you can't do stuff when you have a dog.
That's fair.
And I think that'll slow down over the next 3 years.
Yeah. Once your 20s energy runs out.
Yeah, once I get tired in life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the end of the conversational part of this podcast.
Oh.
Winding down, I've just got some quick hitters for you. So,
Okay.
first thing that comes to mind. If you need time to think, go for it. Just try not to overthink it.
God, okay.
All right. So this is a moment in the mind of Sydney Quinn Rogers. What's the song that's been stuck in your head recently?
Keep Driving by Harry Styles.
Wow, that was fast. Wow. What's your favorite? One of your favorite quotes or lyrics?
The only lyric I can think of that has a meaning
What's
is a Harry Styles song from As It Was. It's, it's not the same as it was. I think that encapsulates the phase of life that I'm in right now pretty well.
What's the best show or movie you've seen in the past month?
You know what it is, Don't Worry Darling, starring Harry Styles.
All right. What's the best thing you binged recently?
Psych.
It's a good show. I need to watch that.
You haven't watched it?
I've seen bits and
I'm
pieces.
almost done with it for like the 7th time.
I've
It's
seen
on
the
my
Spelling Bee episode. I like that one.
That's, I think, the 2nd
Yeah.
or 3rd episode. Yeah.
Me and Evan watched it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a good time. What's the best book you read recently?
I can never remember book titles, but I have it in my Goodreads, so I can look it up.
Well, throw it here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll text it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. That also works.
Okay.
What is your current job?
I work in sales of recruiting. People sales. I sell a recruiting service.
For what company?
Do I have to say the name?
I can bleep it out of here. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
I did watch that Netflix documentary, or Netflix conspiracy documentary about like Flight.
787?
No, maybe the one with the guy who like said he was gonna bomb it if he didn't get money or whatever.
The guy who parachuted out?
Yeah.
I
I thought that one was pretty interesting.
It is interesting. So just like stuff about that, or?
Yeah, I would say. I don't know. I haven't gotten into a conspiracy recently.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, my favorite one is that Avril Lavigne is dead. That's my favorite conspiracy.
Like the singer?
Yeah,
I haven't heard that.
she's dead. She's been replaced. That's my favorite conspiracy.
People say the same thing about Paul McCartney.
The Avril Lavigne one is more interesting because she's far less famous than Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but it was like in the middle of the Beatles' heyday. They replaced him. I won't get into it. It's like one of my favorite.
With the backwards record.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Paul's dead or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, if you play anything backwards, you can hear what you want.
Yeah. No, but it's not that Avril Lavigne's dead. That's my favorite conspiracy.
Let's go. What's your favorite spot to eat nearby, whether it be sit down or fast food?
I've been into Barrio recently.
Good answer.
I do love High Bank as well. I'm
With
being
the-
like walking distance right now because I have a lot of walking distance.
Yeah. Is High Banks walking distance?
It's only like 0.2 miles or something.
I always feel like it's farther than that.
It's not that far. It's like, because it's on the main road, so you have to like leave the yard.
I gotcha. Yeah. What's something you think is underrated?
Ohio, as a whole.
Yeah,
Mainly Columbus.
we get hate. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure
And
you've
I
seen
would say
some.
90% of it's deserved, but there are some very beautiful parts of Ohio.
The 10% is pretty good.
In my 5 years here, I've come to respect it much more than I did previously.
It's not all cornfields, I'll tell you that.
No, but it is a lot of cornfields.
Surprisingly, a lot, yeah. Drives are fun, let me tell you.
They're interesting.
Yeah. What's your biggest pet peeve?
I mean, just like the classic, like I said, I have a lot. A lot of them pertain to specific individuals, so I don't want to call anybody out here. But I would say a general pet peeve is when I'm like very clearly like doing something, listening to something, whatever it may be, on the phone with somebody and someone's like talking to me or trying to get me to do something. Like if I'm like very clearly like
Yeah.
have headphones and like don't talk to me. If I'm clearly on the phone, don't talk to me. If I'm clearly like in the middle of like cooking or cleaning or like going to the bathroom or like something, like don't talk to me.
Like you're in your zone or you're doing something,
Yeah.
like let you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interested to hear what your personal pet peeves are, but camera's not gonna get that.
No.
Yeah. What's your favorite outfit?
I have a favorite pair of jeans. They're light wash, straight leg, Curve Love by Abercrombie.
ANF.
Yeah, A&F, you know. I'm kind of revamping my wardrobe right now. So I wouldn't say I have something in particular, but this time of year, I love a good sweater. I wear a sweater like minimum every other day. I'm a big sweater girl.
Mhm.
So I would say those jeans. If it's warm, white sneakers. If it's cold, black booties. Black platform Chelsea Steve Madden boots from DSW that I got 30% off 4 years ago. And some sort of a sweater.
Any specific sweater? Or?
I have like 40 sweaters.
Yeah. Well, you know, the best time to wear a sweater, striped sweater, is all the time.
Okay.
Did you watch SpongeBob growing up? Why? Okay, again, later conversation.
Okay.
What's your favorite quality about yourself?
My ability to talk to anybody.
Hmm.
I think I'm a good conversationalist, and I think I can find at least one thing in common with most people. So I will say that.
It's a good quality.
Thank you.
What's your biggest hobby?
I'm really into Sudoku right now. I love a good Sudoku puzzle.
I always wanted to learn how to do that.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
It's so intimidating to me. Math.
It's
Numbers.
not now.
Numbers.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it.
You're stuck on a deserted island.
Mhm.
You can only bring one thing. Can't bring a boat. If you bring electronics, it doesn't have cell service. What are you bringing?
I don't know. I feel like I'd bring a blanket.
A blanket.
Yeah, I'm a big blanket girl.
I can tell considering the fact that the entire pod you've been under a blanket.
Yeah.
No one's gonna see your legs.
No.
No. Yeah. Who are your best friends?
Oh my god, I actually have so many. Obviously Allie, my roommate. One of my best friends in high school is Josie. Anna. TJ, I guess I have to put him in there.
You have to, yeah.
I
Yes.
don't necessarily think of him as one of my best friends because it's a very different category in my mind, but I know like a lot of people have thoughts about that.
No, it's come up a lot when I talk to people about this question of like, is my significant other my best friend or is that something else? But
I feel that it's separate, so I would not put him on the list.
fair.
But if you feel that it isn't separate, then
Yeah.
he would be on the list.
Yeah.
My dad.
Shout out Jim.
Shout out Jim. Evan's up there. Kevin's recently made some moves to the top.
I didn't realize there was a strategic hierarchy.
I think
that you had to move
I
up.
think that part of it is like not proximity, but like me and Allie, for example, like weren't really good friends in college. Like we were really good friends in high school.
Yeah.
Kind of lost touch in college, and then but like nothing ever happened, obviously. But like now she's one of my closest friends because we see each other every day. We talk about like I know everything about her life. She knows everything about my life.
Yeah.
Kind of similar with Anna. Kind of similar with like Kevin.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's just
people like not saying, but like people like Josie and Evan, like they live far away from me now.
yeah.
But they're still like some of my closest friends.
Yeah. I agree with you. Like I think that proximity does a number on friendship.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know who your friends are. I think that's one of the things I realized when I moved back home last fall. You know who your friends are.
Quote. Yeah. What's something that you have to do every day?
I have a 34-day streak on Duolingo right now. I'm learning French, and I would like to say that as my answer.
Jacques Lebleu. Badzik would be proud of you. He has an over 900-day streak.
On Duolingo?
Yeah,
That's expensive.
he's part of the streak club now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
What's he learning?
French.
No way.
Yeah, stop it.
I do have to talk to him.
Yeah.
I literally just got lunch with him on Thursday.
Yeah, wait, is it Duolingo like? Is there like a price for having a streak?
So me and Kevin got drunk about the family plan.
To buy Duolingo? I thought it was free.
Yeah, no. So it's $120 for the year, up to 5 people. So me, Allie, Kevin, and Maddie are doing it together. So everyone pays $30 for the year.
Here goes my Hebrew Duolingo ideal.
I think it's like $14 a month, or you can buy a year for like $70.
Interesting.
But the family plan is
Yeah.
$120.
That's the
Yeah.
French. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What's your proudest accomplishment?
I think that I've talked about this a lot already, but like leaving home was like a big deal for me,
Mhm.
where I was at the time, and I don't think I'd be the person I am now if I didn't. So I would say like getting myself out, not of a bad situation, but just out of my comfort zone, and like coming here was probably the best thing I did for myself. So I'll say that.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
What's
I
one?
love myself.
What's up?
Came up with it myself.
Yeah, so unique. What's one thing you want to own?
A dog. I think I really want a dog.
Good doggo boy, just running around scampering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to do it at a better time,
Mm.
which sucks.
Yeah, no, I get it though. What do you think the price of gas will be by the next time we film?
I'm gonna say probably around like between $4 and $4.50, because I'm gonna say that we're in a better place economically, but inflation will still cause it to go up to that point.
Gotta love the economy.
But I don't think it's gonna be gas specific inflation,
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
regular inflation.
It's crazy to think that like when our parents were growing up, like a quarter would get you like.
Half tank.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much.
I mean, like,
They're not that
was it
much.
like that and a quarter would get you like a bag of chips? Was like the
Mhm.
joke was like, a bag of chips costs a quarter. Now like
Yeah.
a bag of chips is like $2.19.
Mm-hmm. Inflation, it's crazy.
They just need to like deflate, honestly.
So true.
I feel
Well,
like,
the economy's literally fake, so.
yeah, honestly, we should just all go back to being hunters and gatherers and rubbing sticks.
Okay, maybe not that. I
I
do
don't know.
love my stuff. I'm a material girl.
I would love to be a hunter, just like go out there with the bow and go, let's eat some bison, let's
I
go.
did archery when I was younger, did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can be the hunter and I can be the gatherer. I can pick fruits.
Okay.
My sister had a garden growing up.
So you know.
Yeah, I
You know how
can
to pick
gather.
things. Yeah.
I don't pick my nose though, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
That's
please
not the one
don't.
thing that's not the one thing I gather. Yeah,
That was disgusting.
thank you. I've been working on getting more disgusting recently.
Yeah. No, it sounds like it.
I've talked through burps, which is not something I'm proud
I
of.
can do that too.
No, but like I'll be in the middle of a sentence, be like, hey, like, are you thinking about going to like,
I do that too. Is that bad?
No, it's just funny to me. I don't know.
I think it's funny too.
Where do you want to visit next?
Well, I'm going to be traveling a bit for like the holidays and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next place that I want to go to that I don't have planned but will have planned, so like realistically going to LA to see the people that live out there now. But I just really like I would really like to go back to Europe. I would like to see like Germany, Poland, Switzerland, more like Eastern Europe. I've seen parts of Western Europe, but I would like to go to Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I want to go to Europe too. Shout out Poland though. They, I don't know. Honestly, I agree. I feel like Eastern Europe is underrated.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice you have for yourself, for the world, for me, whoever?
I feel like it has something to do with like letting go and moving forward without like forgetting things. Like, I don't know how to say it exactly, but kind of like not letting the past dictate your future, but not forgetting the things that happened and like moving on from them necessarily.
Don't let your past define you, but don't forget it either, kind of?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't let bad things, not always bad things, don't let things that happened like change your path or your life or anything in a negative way, but you can hold on to it if it's gonna like take you somewhere new, I guess.
I like that. And last but certainly not least, God damn it.
Cut.
God, okay, you know what? I wouldn't even do that. Top 5.
Hairstyles, Italian food, traveling, holiday decor.
Very festive.
Thank you. Final is the color green.
The color green. Rounded out, surrounded by all this greenery too.
Yeah.
Yeah, wearing the Eagles green too.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
I hope that when we come back in 3 years, they won another Super Bowl.
What was that video I sent?
It could happen this year.
I mean, honestly, they're undefeated, but like, there was a video recently I sent to you.
Go
This guy's getting yelled
That's
at.
my
He's just,
favorite meme.
go Birds! Go!
That was from the year they won the Super Bowl.
That was?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good video. Never
I
seen
love
that
that
before.
video. It's one of my favorites.
That's it. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Landon, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and
Give me a shake.
How do you want to end this thing?
That's some money shot right there.
That really is. Yeah, your gracious home, shaking hands with me. Go birds.
Go birds.
Go birds!